Alright guys, Dokkan time again, and today we're going to be doing a boss guide for the second unit, the second stage of the new challenge mode. So we have a new challenge mode, and that is featuring both Gogeta and Broly. It is the Dragon Ball Super Memorial Battle Movie Edition. Now, we've had Memorial Battles before. Now, it says movie edition specifically, so to me, that means that they're going to add more to this, either probably in part 2 or part 3, EX part, whatever. So to me, that just means that we're getting more than this. This is just the first two stages. The first stage is Broly, and then the second stage is Gogeta. Though, however, there is one interesting thing to keep in mind. This stage has missions that are specifically around equipment for Gogeta. Now, I don't know why Gogeta is the only one that gets special equipment. Maybe it's because he's the Carnival LR. But I do expect Broly will eventually get some added missions and he'll get some special equipment. But for now, the only special equipment is for Gogeta, which he gets an EX skill or ball for defense level 8. It's an extra 800 defense points. He gets a silver one, which is a level 6 crit and a level 2 defense orb. Now, in my personal opinion, Gogeta is not a unit that needs critical. I don't think he needs crit. He's got built up crit when he transforms after he dodges. In my personal opinion, he should be dodging. Put him into slot 1. He'll get his... one dodge equals 20% crit. 20% crit is equivalent to 10 freaking crit into the hidden potential system. So 2 dodges and you're at 40%. I mean, that's a level 20 dodge. 3 dodges, you're at 60. I mean, that's equivalent to a level 30 freaking dodge. Or, I mean, not a level dodge, but a level 30 crit, which is pretty much the max you can acquire. So I don't see any purpose to giving him crit other than just increasing his overall damage. He's got built-in dodge already, so I mean, I get it. No, it's fine. Not a bad skill orb, though. If you're going to equip the skill orb, it's mostly because you want the extra defense. So it's not a bad skill orb by any means necessary. It doesn't show it on the website, and it doesn't show it in the files, but I presume that these are infinite equips, so you can unequip them whenever you want to. So if you do want to change around his hidden potential, it helps out. It helps out. So the gold equip is going to be a additional orb, and then a level 2 defense equip that is equivalent to 600 defense. They're very finicky about their levels there. Level 8 and bronze is 800. Level 2 and silver is 4. Level 2 and gold is 6. Very weird calculations there. But anyways, that's an equivalent of... Wow. That's an extra 1800 defense. That's absurd. It's actually a lot of extra defense. In order to get those equips, though, you do have to complete quite a bit. So in the clear stage here, clear stage 2, which is the Gogeta fight, it's just clearing the stage. That's for the bronze equip, so that's the most base minimum one. Clear stage 2 without using a support item, which a lot of people probably try to do anyways, naturally. And then the third condition to get the gold equip is clear it once with a team of including super and extreme class types, character of 5 types. So it looks like this is a weird one. It's either a very weird translation, or you can you have the choice. You can either finish the fight with a full rainbow colored, so STR, AGL, Tech, Intelligence, and Physical type on the team, not including the friend, as a super or extreme type. Either one should get you this mission. It might prove to be a little bit difficult. This is a very tough fight, I will say. This is a very tough fight. I have made a visual guide, of course. My visual guide is by all means not necessary. It is definitely not necessary. You can go view this on the Dokkan Info website. Compliments of Harry 30 Asuna on Twitter. But as you can see here, I'm turning on the webcam. But basically, you can see right below, right next to my webcam here, the damage of the super attack for phase 1 of the God Goku and Vegeta is going to be 900k. So maybe I can just make my webcam, yeah, just a little bit smaller. There we go. That'll work. So the first phase of the fight, is God Goku and Vegeta. There's 4 phases. You got God Goku, you got the blue Goku and Vegeta, and then you have Super Gogeta, and then you have Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Did I say Vegito and Vegeta? I'm getting names mixed up. Anyways, the first phase is a tech type. Their HP is 45 million, which isn't too bad. They do have a damage reduction of 60% though, so it still will take quite a bit of damage to get them down. Their normals are only going to be about 330. It's not bad, not hard, not hard to deal with. Defense is only 300k. They have 7 attacks that come out every turn. They super attack once a turn. So there's that to keep in mind. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. There is one key thing to know about their super attack. Their super attack seals. So the thing about that with the seals is that whoever they super attack, if let's say they super frame 1, saw 1, that unit's not going to get the super. So whoever you put in slot 1 needs to be able to tank without super attacking, in my opinion. Only 330k normals coming out. Shouldn't be too bad. Most units should be perfectly a-okay. If you're bringing along the Broly team and you have intelligence Golden Frieza will tank that no problem. Let's see here. They you can't lower their attack, you can't stun them, you can't seal them, and that's pretty much about it. You can, however, lower their defense, so you could probably get through the fight pretty quick on that notion. 1 mil super is quite a bit of damage, I will say that. They will super every 7 attacks. Now, as per usual, it doesn't mean they're going to super on the 7th attack. It could be the 8th attack. It just means that they could super at any time after the 7 attacks that go through. So, but that is the first phase. So let's move on to the second phase. Let me get the thing. So the second phase is against Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. They are still a super tech type, but at this point now, they are immune to lowering attack, defense. They can't be stunned. They can't be sealed. So the normal for bosses. Their Kamehameha Galagun will do 1.4 million damage. It is another type, which means there's no unit in the game that can currently nullify them. They have HP of 40 mil. Their normals are 500k. So at this point, we're already up to Dismal Future Fusion Zamasu damage levels here. We're already at a super high level of attack damage. There's no AoEs though, so that is good. Defense is only 70k. Damage reduction is 56%. The interesting thing about that is that their damage reduction actually goes down. Their defense went up though. They do super every 7 attacks, so every attack after the 7th normal could be a super attack. That is something to keep in mind. They don't have any special effects though. They don't seal you. They don't stun you. They can dodge though. They have a 10% chance to dodge. That could happen quite a bit. In my experience, a 5% dodge usually happens, I don't know, maybe once every couple fights. But with a 10% dodge rate, they could be dodging a lot of attacks. They really could. The game, I don't know. It's just RNG at the end of the day, but personally, dodge is very finicky. But anyways, yeah, the super attack at 1.4 million, you might have some trouble if you're bringing Broly, as these are tech types. You're gonna want to bulldoze through them as quickly as possible. Items would help out quite a bit on this part of the stage here. But yeah, 1.4 million super. They will super every 7 turns. But they don't seal, and they do dodge. Dodging units are a pain in the butt usually. I'm not a fan of dodging units, but yeah, dodging bosses, excuse me. let's move on to phase 3, where it's going to start actually getting very difficult. So on the third phase, we move into a Super STR type. STR. Phase 3, Super Saiyan Gogeta. Now, in this phase, he can super attack 2 times. So he can super attack twice within a single turn. He only has a 4 attack cooldown, and he attacks 10 times every turn. So keep track of where that first super attack is going to come in, and then you'll see where the other one is. If you have Scouter, place your units very strategically, because a 1.1 mil, still very few units in the game that can take a 1.1 mil. The other thing about this is that his damage isn't actually just 1.176. It's actually higher than that, because once he super attacks, he raises his attack by 30%. So that means you're actually going to be taking probably closer to a 1.4 million super. 1.4, maybe 1.5 at the worst case scenario. I don't think it would go any higher than that. That's the ratio I would expect for the second super attack. Also keep in mind, because he raises his attack on super, any normals that come out will be stronger as well. So that 400k normal, that 420k normal, could very well be a 500, 550k normal. Once he's double supered, his normals will be like 600k. So the damage is going to go up really quick. Really super quick. And there's 10 attacks a turn. 10 attacks a turn. That's quite a bit. So no matter what, he's having 2 supers out of those 10 attacks. And then 8 of those attacks are going to be potentially 500k normals or 600k normals, depending on when he's supering and when the normals are coming out. It's quite a bit of damage. It's quite a bit of damage. But hopefully by the time you hit this phase 3, you will have been properly built up enough to be able to take that kind of damage. It really just depends on your team. Team build is very key here. But as I was saying in my Discord and on Twitter, this is very much a dodge or die kind of fight now. And moving on to the final phase against Gogeta Blue, it's really a true dodge or you're dead. It's not an entertainment. So he does only super attack once a turn now. Phase 4, Gogeta Blue, he's a super physical type. His super attack does 2.15 million damage. And he does lower your defense by 50%. 50% defense lowering is insane, because it's going to apply right away. So, now it doesn't necessarily mean to cut your defense in half. That's not how it works. It's more like, if a unit applies its greatly raised defense, Gogeta just knocked it down a peg. So you just lost like a stack or 2, depending on the units you're using. Just keep that in mind. Broly, the AGL Broly Dokkan Fest for 9th anniversary could survive. He could survive a super. Albeit, if it's pre-super, no, he won't survive. You'll die. Guard be danged. Guard is irrelevant. Damage reduction's irrelevant. If he gets supered before being able to actually hit super himself and build up his defense, Broly will get you killed. A slot 1 unit is very hard right here, but this is the part where I'm saying it's a dodge or die situation. That's just what it is. 2 million damage is very difficult. There's very few units in the game that can survive 2 million damage supers without having both guard and damage reduction. Fortunately, we do have quite a few units that, if built properly throughout the fight, it shouldn't be a problem. But it's not always going to be guaranteed. You know, I mean, it really depends on the flow of the fight, depends on your luck. But at the end of the day, this could be a very big dodge or die moment for you. It just really depends. I would heavily advise using items on your first couple runs. You know, get an idea of how much effort it's going to take, what kind of team combination you can make up for your units. I don't have a suggestion of what teams to use right now, as I have not done the fight myself. This is just raw numbers from me currently. There is an interesting thing to note here, is that his placement of his super attack could change rapidly, because he attacks 11 times a turn, but he only has a cooldown of 10. So, theoretically, he could super on the frame 1, and then he does 10 attacks. So he could frame 1 super you again. He could super on the second slot, and then the cooldown will be 10 attacks. So then it could be around the middle or after. His super attack could be all over the place. He has 71 million HP. He's got 615 normals. I mean, he's got a lot of HP. He's got a lot of defense. Damage reduction is 68%. He doesn't dodge, though. Ironically, contrary to his actual card unit. Yeah, this is going to be a difficult fight. It's going to be a really challenging fight to go into. Do not take it lightly. It is a dodge or die. It's a coin flip game. I mean, if you got the RNGesus behind you, I guess you won't have a problem. But he's going to hit pretty hard. He's going to hit pretty hard. True dodge or die moments here. My suggestion, probably Orange Piccolo. Orange Piccolo would be key here. Activate Orange Piccolo, try and do as much damage as possible. Hold off on using your actives and transformations until this phase so you can do maximum amount of damage. A lot of people have been using Super Saiyan teams, LR Super Saiyan Trio. They are intelligence typing, so this would be a bad timing to use that. They're not a big dodge unit. They do not have anywhere near enough defense to survive this. You will die. You will die if you use the LR Trio here. Unless it magically gets the killing blow on the active, you're probably dead. But yeah, I would say this is an Orange Piccolo kind of moment for a lot of players to default to. But yeah, that's about my best suggestion, other than getting lucky with maybe a double Broly turn. Maybe a double Broly turn would help out here. A lot of RNG is going to play into this fight. So, anyways, guys, let me know what you think of the new Gogeta fight for the Memorial Battle. And good luck on your runs, and have a good day and a good night.